Good morning, students. I hope so. You all are fine in your homes. So stay in your homes and stay safe. In previous video, we discussed about the economic importance of bacteria, their useful role or harmful role. So now we discuss the economic importance of fungi. So let's start with economic importance of fungi. Fungi are non-green photokaryotic organisms. They do not contain chlorophyll, hence they are heterotrophs. Okay, so they may be saprotrophic also or parasitic also. So first we started with the characteristics of fungi. Fungi are not plant. Okay, they look like plant but are not plant, and they are non-photosynthetic. Why they are non-photosynthetic? Because they do not contain chlorophyll, hence we called fungi as a heterotrophs. Okay, and third point, it is eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotes means which carry a true nucleus. Okay, fourth one is they are non-motile. Non-motile means they cannot move freely. Okay, and fifth point is most of our saprobes means live on dead organic matters. Okay, or you can say that they also act as a parasite because they live on living host cells. Okay, so this is about the characteristics of fungi. Sixth point is they are important decomposer and recycler of nutrient in the environment. Okay, we discussed they are saprobes, means they are saprophytic organisms, means they decompose the organic matters, dead organic matters. Okay, and recycle these nutrients in the environment. Our next point is they are multicellular. Multicellular means the cell body is made up of many cell except unicellular yeast. The yeast is only a unicellular. Okay. Next point, they lack true nucleus, stem or leaves. The true nucleus, stem and leaves are absent in this. So next is cell wall are made up of chitin. Chitin is basically a complex of polysaccharides, okay, and also a fungal cellulose. Okay, their cell wall is made up of basically fungal cellulose or chitin. Okay, the body of fungi is called thallus. Okay, and grow as a microscopic tubes or filament called hyphae. Okay, they having a thread like structures. Okay, these tubes like or thread like structure we called hyphae. The mass of hyphae forming a network that is called mycelium. Okay, so next is modification of hyphae. Fungi may be classified on the basis of cell division. They are aseptate or septate. Okay, aseptate means in the hyphae there is no cross wall is present, means there is no separation of any or small segments in the hyphae. But when you talk about the septate, the small septa are present in the walls. Okay, so next is the molds. Molds are growing on dead organic matters or rotten fruit, leather woods, bread or other edible substances. Okay, they makes their appearance in the form of fine, fluffy and cottony mass. Okay, the mucor and the rhizopus are the two example of the mold. Some common molds are you can see in your homes. If you place the bread in warm or moist places, after some days there is a small dark spots arise in the bread. Okay, so these dark spot are basically bread molds. Okay, these are mucor or rhizopus. Okay, mucor are also called pin molds, or rhizopus are also called bread mold. So the mass of hyphae forming a network is called mycelium. Okay, that is the vegetative part of the fungus. Now we discuss the structure of fungus. So mycelium is the vegetative part of the fungus consisting of mass of branching or thread like hyphae, and their cell wall is made up of fungal cellulose. So next is part is stolon, that horizontal hyphae that connect two group of hyphae to each other. That part is called stolon. That run parallel to the surface and are slightly arced in shape. Okay. Next is rhizoids, the root-like part of hyphae that anchor the fungus into the substrate. That part is called rhizoid. These are small root-like structure, okay, or those are produced in a cluster and arises from the stolon part. That part is called rhizoid part. The diagram you seen in a picture, that is the diagram of rhizopus, but in mucor only mycelium is present. Okay, in mucor and rhizopus, in both there is a sporangiophore is present. Okay, these are the unbranched erect hyphae that arise in the in group opposite to the rhizoidal hyphae, ठीक है, or the mycelium, ठीक है. And these erect branches called sporangiophores, and small ball-like structure is present, that is called sporangia. Okay, inside the sporangia there is small spores is present from where new funguses arise. Now let's discuss the mode of nutrition in fungi. Okay, so in bread mold are saprophytic in mode of nutrition, means they show extracellular digestion, or you can say that absorptive heterotrophs. They are absorptive heterotrophs, means they grow hyphae, penetrate into the substrate or secrete enzymes. Okay, they secrete enzyme in the substrate of food, and these enzyme break down that organic material. Organic material means protein, lipids, polysaccharide, and digest the food outside the body of fungus. Okay, that's why they are called extracellular digestion, means digestion occur outside the body. Okay, and at last they absorb that digested food. Now, third point, the digested food is absorbed by the hyphae, and that digested food is stored in the form of glycogen and oil droplet. Okay, that food which is digested by the fungi, that is stored in the form of glycogen or oil lipids. And mode of respiration in fungus is aerobic respiration. So next is yeast. Yeast is another example of fungi that are unicellular fungi of a genus Saccharomyces. Okay, yeast cell is very simple in structure, and their shape is, sometimes they are ovoid shape, lemon shape, pear shape, cylindrical, triangular shapes. Okay, and cytoplasm is basically granular. Okay, small granules are present in the cytoplasm, and they consist of glycogens and oil bodies. Okay, and most important, the yeast respire anaerobically, means without using the oxygen, and produce carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol, and this complete process we called fermentation. In structure, yeast having distinct cell wall, nucleus and nucleolus is present. When you talk about the mode of reproduction, yeast cell reproduce sexually as well as asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction by budding or the binary fission, or sexual reproduction by spore formations. And when you talk about the function of yeast, yeast are used in production of bread, beers and wines. Okay, and they are also a nutritional supplement as they contain vitamin B complex or vitamin E complex. Okay, and these are also a very important role in genetic research. Scientists name them a Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So in today lectures we discuss about the characteristics of fungi, the example like molds, yeast and their nutrition and respirations. So that's it. Thank you and